What's up, YouTube? Martin Dust back again with another exciting video on the Akai Force. In this video, I will be discussing the warping and time stretching feature in the unit. I'll be discussing and going over when and how I actually use the warping and the time stretching feature in the unit. It's going to be an exciting video. All right, stay tuned. So if you have subscribed to my channel already, I just want to say thank you very much. All right, enough big up, enough respect. If it's your first time clicking the video, also a big thank you to you. Thanks for clicking the video. Thanks for investing your time on my channel. Also, I want to know what genre of music do you play? The genre of music that you like. All right, comment down below. So what's warping? The first time I've heard about warping was pretty much with Ableton. That was the first time I really heard the term warping in the audio field. And what that feature did was actually, when I put the acapellas in, it will try to identify the BPM of the acapella and then stretch it to the project tempo. So if the BPM of the acapella was, let's say, 100 and the project tempo was 110, what Ableton would actually do is stretch the acapella to best fit the project tempo. All right. So basically, we're going to dive down into the Akai Force. So far, the warping feature in the Akai Force with the acapella is not 100% great when I'm using it, but it works. All right, so let's just create a new project. Okay, let's just hit empty project. All right, so basically let's just delete both these tracks. We're going to create an audio track. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to load a acapella that I actually know the BPM of, and then we're going to go into where to actually find the warping and to see how accurate the Akai Force is. All right, so hit load. Let's go where I have my acapellas, my Akai Force drive. I think it's in here. Hold on, acapellas, yeah. Go down, so I'm going to use Ragging King Legacy. Let's go that. All right. All right, so pretty much that's Ragging King Legacy. All right, so I'm going to hit clip. So let's hit clip. That's my actual acapella right there, okay? Now I'm going to hit region, and that's going to actually take me to where the warping feature is, and then I'm going to hit the arrow up here and click the waveform. All right, automatically warp is selected. But in Akai basically said, in every project, all right, do not use warping too much. Pretty much, they pretty much said use it like a grain of salt. Do not use warping too much. I think it has something to do with the processing of the unit or something of that nature, all right? So it's basically telling you, limit the amount of tracks you use warping on, all right? So for this acapella, warping is selected, all right? Akai Force has the BPM of this track at 98.84. That's inaccurate. But that's probably based on some silence at the end of the track. All right. I know there's no silent sounds before the track, but at the end of this acapella, there may be some silence. So that's why it's a little bit inaccurate. So I actually know that the BPM is 100. All right. So I could just go in and just change the BPM to 100 with the warping, all right? Let's hit the metronome to actually hear sound player, all right? So it's some legacy. As you hear, it's falling off already. So let's change it to 100. All right, see what we get. It's on point. So the actual BPM for the track is 100 BPM. Akai Force did not find out 100 for whatever reason it may be. Even if I hit the BPM or hit detect, right? I've noticed that even if I'm tapping to it, it's not really actually finding the correct BPM. So if any one of you guys know why it's not doing that, just please comment down below. But I've run into problems where I'm hitting tap. It doesn't matter how I hit tap, it's just not finding the BPM. All right, so let me try it and see, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Even let me take the warp off and hit detect. Just all right, and just do it straight without the warp on. See, it's still not going at the 100 BPM that I actually know the acapella is. What I see the Akai Force is actually doing is pretty much bringing you to the closest BPM possible. All right, so then you'll probably have to figure it out, by doing some fine tuning and stuff. But all right, so we know the BPM is 100. All right, so let's go in and change it to 100. All right, so that would potentially fix things. We could go on and use remix, all right, and make a remix, sorry. But if we had, let's say, 6, 7, 8 acapellas, Akai Force is pretty much telling you not to use the warping feature that much, all right? So in this case, we'll be using the time stretching feature, okay? So the time stretching is pretty much you time stretch, you change the BPM of the order, but not changing the pitch, all right? So that should be time stretching. You change the tempo of the track, adjusting it to a faster or slower tempo, but not actually messing with the pitch of the song, all right? So let's take the warping off. All right, so we take the warping off, and we are going to go to menu, then I go to sample edit. All right, let's make sure, yeah, sample edit. And when I normally go to sample edit, I pretty much just go to process, and then at the top, you'll see I navigate over to time stretch, all right? Now, for this acapella, the time stretch feature, it's the entire track for this acapella. It's the entire track. If you are doing like probably just a basic loop, the basic loop is let's say 90 BPMs over 4 bars, right? So you can actually go in, this top one will tell you how much BPM it is, how much beats it is, so you'll change the beat, all right? So if it's 4 beat, whatever, then you'll actually put the original tempo of the track, and then you would change to the new tempo of the track that you want, all right? The ratio would automatically change by itself. So basically, if you want to time stretch it, let's say it's just a small loop and you're time stretching it, you know that it's 4 beats or 8 beats, and then you input it, right? Now, when I'm time stretching an acapella, I don't know how much beats it is because it's just a long track, right? It's just a long track. I'm going to put it on that scene, and it's just going to go play right out, all right? So what I find best is right here where it says beats, I put that at 1, okay? And let's say this acapella is, it's 100. So let's just input that 100 BPM. I'm pretty sure it's 100. And I want to change it to, let's say, 110 BPM. The new BPM, I would hit 110. All right. So I'd hit 110 and then I hit do it. This pretty much takes probably 30 seconds or so to actually process it. Okay. And that's how I actually time stretch the audio and deselect the warp. So I'm not actually using warp feature that much, okay? I don't know the specific reason why Akai said don't use it too much. I think it's something with the processing or whatever, but if they say don't use it that much, I'm just trying to limit it and use it when I need to use it. So that's how I pretty much time stretch the audio. All right, so I'm time stretching it from 100 BPM to 110. And any day now, the slow car could pull up. I guess because it's a long acapella, I'm thinking. All right, so I time stretched it. So let's see. Let's go to Matrix. Let's change my project BPM to 110. I could have searched to the 110. I don't know why I did that, but all right, it's a habit. All right, let's play. It's some legacy. It's right now. It's stuck to the project tempo. Now, I'm assuming that now I stretch it to the project tempo, but if I change the project tempo without the warp feature on, I would then have to go back in and stretch the acapella back to whatever I want. I'm assuming that's what happened. I never really checked that, all right? But let's see. So let's change the project tempo to 100. Let's verify that warping is off. Warping is off, all right? And let's hit play again. So if you notice, the difference between warping and time stretching is you actually change the audio tempo, all right? Warping is, it's just a temporary thing. You change it to the project, but not actually changing the file itself, all right? If that sounds correct, all right? So time stretching, you change the file tempo. You change the entire file tempo. Warping is, it's gonna temporarily do it. Ableton is gonna do it for you, but any BPM you put the project tempo to, it's gonna follow it. All right. So when using time stretch feature, just make sure you know the exact BPM your project is gonna be. So if your project is gonna be 50, make sure you know that you're not gonna be using that acapella at 70 BPM without using the warping. All right, so that's actually time stretch. All right, so that's pretty much how you would basically time stretch the audio. All right, time stretch the audio or actually warp the audio. Okay, now we're gonna actually go in because this is what I've said. To detect the BPM, for me, it's not working that great. If anyone else out there see that I'm doing something wrong, trying to detect that BPM, please just comment down below, because actually we're all in a learning process when it comes on to this unit. So if you see or know something, just comment down below. And to all the subscribers, right? If you see me make a video and just don't watch the video and then leave it. Also come back to see what other viewers are saying, because sometimes you have some viewers, they might come back and they might shed some light on a certain situation. So just always come back and just review the comments, and there will be answers down in the comments with other Akai Force users. All right, so just wanted you guys to know that. Let me delete this track, okay? Let me delete this track. And I'm gonna load up a new audio track. I'm gonna load this audio track. Let me see. I want to load a track that I don't actually know the BPM of the track. And I know that that's probably like 100 or something. You know what? Let's go for this song. Chris Brown, attention, Fat Joe featuring Chris Brown. Let me try to turn up my speakers a little bit. Let me try to turn up my speakers. Hold on. It's like deja vu. All right, so let's go to the clip. Fat Joe, there's a lot of space there. I guess the beat had started, but because this is acapella, I don't actually remember where the beat is. But let's figure it out together. So let's hit the track. We're on the region already, and automatically the force has warped the track, and the force thinks that this track is 133.53 BPM. I'm going to automatically say off the bat, this is wrong, because you know the BPM for a track of 133. That's like some trap beats or something, or probably some EDM songs. This song is not. This song is either 95 to 105, just as a DJ just thinking. All right, between that. So let's take the warp feature off. I'm going to find a part in this track that I think that a drum note or something is playing there. All right, so let's hit the clip. It's like deja vu. Ladies love cool Dre. Track. You gotta love us. Now you're calling me for attention, feeling for attention. See you looking for that action. Got my name all in your messages. Oh, now you're coming to your senses. Yeah, now you're calling me for attention, feeling for attention. I think where Fat Joe comes in. Got my name all in your messages. Oh, now you're coming to your senses. So now we go. Oh no, right there where Chris Brown comes out. I know that part of the track has the drum right there. So let me just navigate down there. Let me just navigate down there and speak. Got my name all in your messages. Oh, now you're coming to your senses. Yeah, now you're calling me for attention, feeling for attention. See you looking for action. Got my name all in your messages. Oh, now you're coming to your senses. So now we go. So now we go. Now we go. Let me take the metronome off because it's a little bit confusing with the metronome on. All right, so I'm going to try to detect the BPM now. I'm gonna leave it at. So I tap the BPM. I'm gonna leave the BPM at 102. All right, then now I'm gonna bring the metronome in, and I'm gonna try to narrow it down. All right, let's see how great we could do that. Metronome on. Let's hit it. Sounds pretty close. Falling off right there. Let's hit the track. Let's turn warp on. I didn't have warp on. Let's try it now. Chris Brown and tracks on a little bit, so let's reduce this a little bit. Anytime the metronome is running past it, I know that I need to slow down the BPM. Let's try it again. Right now I'm actually trying to change the loop point, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to warp it first and then time stretch it. So I'm just basically showing if you have a loop or a cappella, whatever you have, and you don't know the actual BPM, I'm just actually showing you to try to tap the BPM to try to find it and then time stretch it. All right. So that's what I'm trying to make sure it's as close as possible before I time stretch it. The metronome is still going faster than the acapella. So I take it one BPM down again. I might have to change the loop point because the audio is going to shift. And I know that part where he said, that part, I know that in that song, I know that song, so it's kind of probably cheating a little bit. But I know that the beat was something right there. So
What's love but a little menage? Now what's Trump without a little with Kanye? 2 Birkins in the drop. Verdict's out. Yeah, I put it in.
It's not 100%. This BPM is 100.92. Most producers or people are making a beat, they're gonna either round it up or round it down. 0.92 would probably be round up to 101 BPM, right? So if you have a 9.2, it's simple math. You're gonna round it up. So I'm gonna round it up to 101, because I'd say 95% of tracks, there's no decimals there in the BPM. All right, so let's try to round it up and see how it sounds. What we said, 101? No, what I'm doing. 101.00. All right, hit do it. Okay, let's try this.
What's love but a little menage? Now what's Trump without a little with Kanye?
It might not be exact, but I'm thinking that you can pretty much, because how I use acapellas in the Force, I segment it up. So I put the first part, I put the intro on one scene, then I put the verse, one scene, then I put the chorus on the other scene, and then I just do it like that, coming down. All right, so I just change the loop points. So let's say this was scene 3. When I go down to scene 4, all I do is just move the loop point, right? So this pretty much sounds close enough, 101 BPM. It might fall off here and there, but by the time it falls off, I already have a new scene. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, all right? So that's pretty much how I do it. And as I said before, if you do it a different way, please direct me to a video or just, you know what I mean, just advise me on the way you do it. But this is how I do it. This is how it works for me. All right? So when I pretty much have the warp on, so I know that it's close to 101, I take the warp off, right? And then I know that, okay, this song is 101. My project BPM, I want to be, let's think something crazy, which I would not actually do. Let's say 120. Fast car on the highway, what might as well you just press the gas. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. 120 BPM. I hear 130? 120. We're not going to push it too much, all right? So 120, that's way out of the ballpark, all right? It's going to sound like chipmunks now. All right, so I'll actually hit menu, go to sample edit, then I'm going to hit process. Then I would leave it at the 1 beat for the time stretch. Leave it at the 1 beat and change it, the original. Let's change the original to 101. Do I have to go back? I have bad memory. 101, all right. And we're going to time stretch it to the 120 BPM. Risking it, 120. 120 BPM. Hit do it. Wait on it. Wait on it. After we hit do it. Waiting on it. Waiting on the force anytime now. And also, please also comment at the end of the video, all right? This is another thing that I want you to comment on this video. Are you excited about the new updates? The new update is going to be able to work with Ableton. If that's possible, like directly with Ableton. Most of my acapellas, I would just warp it in Ableton. And then just use the force to actually, you know, do my drums and stuff like that. Quick on the fly. But the acapellas, I'm planning to just leave it on Ableton. Right? I just want to talk to you through this because I want you to see the exact time that the force actually takes to progress and process this acapella, right? Now it states that it's finished. Let's hear what we have. We should have something close to chipmunks, but let's do it. This is magic, man. If you all love music, trust me.
What's up for the little menage? Now what's Trump without a little with Kanye? 2 burgers in the drop. Verdicts out, yeah, I put it in her mouth. Fat up, slim waist, thick lips, no face, so they can't say shoot.
All right, so it's stretch. All right, it's stretch. It's time stretch. It's time stretch. I don't want to get carried away with this. I don't want to get carried away with this. But hey, shoes.
What's love with a little menage? Now what's Trump without a little with Kanye? 2 burgers in the drop. Verdicts out, yeah, I put it in her mouth.
Leave that for another video. All right, let's delete that. We're doing time stretching here. It's so easy for you to actually get carried away when doing a video. All right, so that's how I actually time stretch your audio. Okay, and then let's go back to clip. See, the warping is off. So pretty much it should save you some processing and stuff inside the force to actually use warp when you really need to use it. All right? So that's it. That's it, peeps. That's it. That's it. Hope you enjoy the video. That's how I actually use the warp feature versus the time stretching feature in the Akai Force. Listen, if you have a different way, a better way, or just a simple way, comment down below. I'm curious to know, how do you use the time stretching and the warping feature in this unit? Also, I would like for you to just comment down below and also let me know if you're excited about the upcoming updates. There's been a lot of information out there that the updates are going to be, that is more integrated with Ableton. Alright, so if it's more integrated with Ableton, then I'll be able to just put my acapellas in Ableton and use the warping whenever I feel like using it. That would be great. Alright, so if you have already subscribed, thank you. We are at like 234 and counting. Okay, could be more, right? So the goal is for the next couple of months, I said 3 months, we're going to hit 1,000, and then the next goal is we're going to be hitting 10,000, and then 100, then 1,000,000. All right, but I can't do it, and this channel can't do it without your help. So remember, just share the video, like, and just subscribe. All right, subscribe. If the video does a lot for you, if you enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up. All right, show us some love. If you don't like the video, still just hit a thumbs up, show us some love, put some love out there in the universe. Enough love, enough thanks and respect, and wait on it. Until next time, you know, Martin does. I'm out.